Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one of the most important cyber offenses, that is social engineering. We might have come across this cyber offense, or we might have heard it from our friends who have been the victims of this cyber offense. So today we are going to discuss what is social engineering, what are the different ways social engineering can be performed, and what should we do in order to not become the victims of social engineering. So let's get into the topic. What is social engineering? So social engineering is nothing but it is technique. It is a technique to influence the people, or it is a technique to persuade, to deceive the people in order to get some information or in order to do some action. So simply we can see social engineering is nothing but a con game. Now someone is conning you, that is called social engineering. But you will be having 100% trust in that particular person, but he is betraying you backside. But we cannot recognize that, or we cannot recognize it until it happens. So social engineers often rely on the natural helpfulness of the people as well as on their weakness. So the social engineer, he is a very professional. He will be targeting the people who will be targeting the people who has a they will be targeting the people who are helpful, yes, or who can get easily into the trap. Okay, they will be doing an investigation for a long time on the people. They will be focusing on that particular target, and they will be seeing how can they target the people. Now in order to do the social engineering, right, mostly they will use a telecommunication devices like your mobile phones, cell phones, or they might be using the internet. So mainly social engineering can be done in two ways. One is human based social engineering, and second one, it is a computer based social engineering. So in human based social engineering, so first we will see what is human based social engineering, and then we will go for the computer based social engineering. So in the human based social engineering, what happens is that there should be a need with interaction with humans. So there will be a person to person communication. There will be a person to person communication. So this communication they can make through a mobile phones. Next one, so in this human based social engineering, you have a popular methods. First one is impersonating an employee or a valid user. Next one is posing as an important user using a third person, calling technical support, soldier surfing, dumpster diving. We will see first what is impersonating an employee or a valid user. Now what happened is this, in this technique, the employee or the attacker will be acting as an employee in an organization, will be acting as an valid employee in an organization, and whatever the attack he wants to do, he will be doing. Now for example, there will be an organization, right? So in that organization there might be thousands of people working in a particular building. So they will be having an ID cards, yes, or they might be having some login access, right? So what happens is that this person will enter into that particular building as an employee by creating a fake ID cards, and he will be saying what he will be inquiring, like what he will be inquiring some of the people, that what's going on in that particular organization, all those things. So he will be acting as an employee and he will be entering into that building to get some information. Next one is posing as an important user. Now what happened is that in the second case, the attacker will be acting as an CEO. Okay, he might be making a call to the low level workers in an organization, and what happened, he will be making a call that I am the CEO and I am calling to you in order to get some access because I am finding difficulty in it. Could you please give it? Or he might be talking in such a way that the worker or the employee can trust him, and he will be giving the details to the person. So second one, it is posing as an important user and calling to the low level workers. Next one is using a third person. Now for example, there are 3 people out there. Okay, so 3 employees are there in an organization, and one of the employee, he wants some confidential data from the for example, A, B, and C, 3 employees are there. Now B wants some of the confidential information from C. Yes. Now what happened is that some of the confidential information from C, but C he won't be giving. Now he will be seeing a chance. He will be taking a chance whether in absence of a C person, he will be going to the A person and he will be taking the information of C, or he will be logging into C's workspace, and he will be getting the information. So that is using a third person. So whenever a person is absent or whenever a person is unavailable, he will be acting as that particular person and he will be getting the information. Next one is calling the technical support. Now this is the brilliant example of social engineering we all might have come across once or a while in our lifetime. So that is calling the technical support. Now what happened, they will be making a calls to us and they will be saying, we are from the technical support team, we are updating your network, or we are updating your software, so and so things, please give your login details. So what we will be doing, we will be giving our IP addresses, we will be giving your login IDs, all those things. Or one more example is that they will be calling for us from the bank. So we will provide you some credit card facilities for free, please give your bank details. So what happened, we will be giving our bank details. What he does is that he will be making a financial fraud. He will be looting our money from the bank. Next one is soldier surfing. Now soldier surfing is nothing but, now if someone is typing a login ID or passwords, they will be peeping over our soldier and they will be seeing the login ID and seeing whatever the strokes we are giving. That is called soldier surfing. That is called a soldier surfing. Now soldier surfing is simply but someone is peeping from your back, what keys are you striking or what keys are you entering as your login or password. Next one, it is a dumpster diving. Dumpster diving is nothing but getting some of the personal information or sensitive information from the trash. From the trash the victim has used. Yes, that is called a dumpster diving. Or getting some personal information where he might have deleted okay, where he might have deleted the history, or where he might have deleted some of the files. So what happened, they will be going into the recycle bin and they will be searching for the content. If available, he will be making use of it. That is called a dumpster diving. So dumpster diving, so these are the 6 techniques or 6 methods of human based social engineering. And next one, it is computer based social engineering. So the computer based social engineering, what it does is it uses the computer software in order to retrieve the information. So mainly in the computer based social engineering, they will be making use of internet, making use of some fake websites, and they will be performing the social engineering. So we have mainly 3 types. One is fake emails, email attachments, and pop-up windows. Now first one is fake emails. Now what they will be doing is that they will be creating a fake emails now from some trusted organizations. Now for example, if I'm a customer of a Canara Bank, right? So they will make an email in such a way that I can trust it has come from the Canara Bank. They will create an email in such a way, email accounts in such a way that I can believe that it has come from the Canara Bank account. So what happened, they might be asking like your ATM pin has been changed, please we want to verify your old password, we will give you the new password. So what we will be doing, we will be entering our old password, they will be giving some new password. But the thing is that we have given all our ATM details so that they can do the bank transactions, yes, or they can buy something online for free. That is fake emails. Next one, or they might be getting that they might be creating some fake websites so that we can give their details. Next one is email attachments. Next one is we will be getting some email attachments, right? Please download this app, or they will be getting email attachment from so and so organization. We will think that okay, it is useful to us and we will download the attachment, but along with that attachment, virus will be entering into our system, worms will be entering into our system, and automatically what happens, backside keyloggers have entered into a system. Keylogger software has been executed in our system. So whatever the keys we are striking, whatever the bank like for example, if I am doing some bank transaction, so easily they can get my bank user ID and passwords, they can get my mail ID and passwords. So all my confidential data can be seen by the attacker. Next one is pop-up windows. Now pop-up windows is one of the thing, right? Now whenever we are searching for some content, right, we will be getting a pop-up windows. Please answer this question, you will win so and so dollars. So what happened, we will be pressing that, we will be answering it. Yeah, your answer is correct, please give your details. Now if we are aware of it, it is a trap, then we won't be doing it. Some people will be there, yeah, if we get, we will get the amount. If you lose only like if we get, then we will be happy now. So what happened, some fools will be there, they will be entering their bank details, they will be entering their personal details, yes. So that is one type of social engineering trap, that is pop-up windows. So we should never trust such type of things. So what should be the preventive measures? So always slow down. Whenever you see anxiety content or very the one which is beneficial to us for free, you have to slow down at that time and you have to research the fact. Now if you got a mail from a Canara Bank, please call to the bank representatives. They will give you what's the truth, they will give you the information whether they have sent you a mail or not. You might have got a call from your bank to get some details. Please put hold of that call and call to the bank representative, right? He will be giving you the information. Now, do not always delete any request for financial information or password. If you get any mails regarding any financial information or password, please delete that particular mails or block that particular websites. Now, always reject the request for help or offers. Okay, next, you should be aware of any download. So whenever you are downloading anything, download the trusted application or trusted software. Next one is set your spam filters, and you have to secure your computing devices. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.